Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd. It is 6:23 right now. We got market opening up in about 7 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and mark up liquidity over here real quick, and then we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few things here to update, and we should be good to go. Not going to go too far out. It's kind of pointless. 8 hour right here. 4 hour. 2 hour. ,30 minute.
Connection lost.
15 minute. 10 minute. And back down to the 1 minute here. And it looks like we're good to go. So, all right, guys, good morning, everybody. I've marked up liquidity over here. Today is Wednesday, September 3rd. It is 6:25 right now. We have market opening up in about 5 minutes. Um, I've marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 45,287. Closest level of liquidity below is at 45,259. Um, and it looks like we're ready to kick off this session. So let's see who's here so far. Morning, David. Morning, Arik. Morning, Daniel. Morning, Maria. Morning, everybody. It looks like people are still making their way in. So today's bias looks like the market structure is currently bullish right now. It's currently bullish across the 1 minute, 5 minute, and 15 minute. 30 minute, 1 hour is neutral, and the 4 hour is bearish. Looking over here at the overall trend, the 1 minute is currently neutral. Price is in between the pivots. Trend meter is blue. Pivots are angling sideways. Same with the 5 minute here. It's currently neutral. 15 minute is bullish. Price is below the pivots, but it looks like it's attempting to split back up. Looking over here at the 30 minute, it's more of a bullish or more of a bearish neutral. 1 hour is bearish, and the 4 hour is neutral. So we have a bit of a mixed trend here, meaning that price can really go in either direction. So we don't really have a strong bias right now. Currently, shorter time frames are looking bullish. Higher time frames are looking mixed. So we'll kind of like play by ear when market opens up in about 4 minutes, and we'll see where this may take us. But with that being the case, we'll just look for trades in both directions for the most part. We'll try to see what we can find, and then of course we'll use that to our advantage. So yes, all right, looks good. So looks like we're good here so far. My FTMO position hasn't filled yet. So one thing that I wanted to cover for those of you who are looking at FTMO, they actually yeah, there's different settings for the US clients, guys. So for the US clients, I think all of the accounts are on swing now. So you actually can hold positions over the weekend, which is I think it's pretty crazy. You can just hold on to a position forever, I think. Let me see. Uh, Yeah, because it's so much different now. Like I didn't realize that this stuff is different for FTMO, which is really cool because you can like I mean it's interesting. So like for example, right here, in their FAQs, I was looking at their FAQs yesterday. It says, "Do I have to close my positions overnight?" It says, "No, you have access to account type US, which allows you to hold positions overnight and over the weekend," which is pretty crazy because I can just hold on to these positions for as long as I want. Um, so that's just something to, keep in mind, guys, if it's something that you guys are interested in, of course. Um, I'll keep testing it out and I'll give you guys an idea, but it's pretty cool because you could trade news, you could trade forever basically. Like for example, if I was to like my positioning right here is at 45,000. I'm looking for this here to fill and then I'm going to hold it until it reaches 45,250 or even higher. So I can kind of just let this thing run. Um, because the thing is, if it comes down and fills down here at 45,000, obviously it's probably going to push up to the all-time high. So I can just hold on to it. And then if it pushes back up here, I'll just move my stop loss and profits right there. And then it's right there, etc. So yeah, I know it's pretty cool, Andrew. I've never seen a prop firm do that before where they let you hold positions overnight and over the weekend and through news and all that stuff. It's pretty interesting. I'm pretty sure they're going to change that rule, so I'm going to try to take advantage of it while I can now because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to use that to their advantage, of course. Anyways, guys, direction for the momentum breakout today is going to be a sell if you guys are looking to take it. Overall bias for today is a little bullish though, so you might want to be a little careful with the entry. Looking over here at the my outlook for the day, it's overall market bias is medium conviction, neutral to slightly bullish. Fundamentals lean mildly bullish with rate cut optimism. We're expecting a 2.5 rate cut today, or not today, but this month. Um, and tech-led sentiment, but technicals show a tight range between major moving averages. Confidence is medium, and market is likely to range bound until catalyst triggers a breakout. Alignment score is 6 out of 10. So we'll kind of see what happens here when market opens up. But if you guys are looking to take the momentum breakout, it is going to be a sell for the day. So market is now open. Of course, you might see some manipulation here. Obviously, I'm looking for a buy, so I wouldn't really look for the sells here. Like I mentioned earlier this morning, the overall bias right here is looking bullish with regard to market structure. So the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute is bullish. So I wouldn't really be looking for sells here, even though the momentum breakout is indicating that. Yeah, Andrew said, and no trailing drawdown, which is huge. That would ruin the position at Apex. Yeah, exactly. I think it's perfect for swing counts. The only downside, I think, Andrew, is going to be the daily drawdown. Because you know how we don't have a daily drawdown for Apex? There's a daily drawdown for FTMO. The cool thing is that it's pretty wide. It's like a $10,000 daily drawdown if you're on the 300K. So it's not horrible. Um, But if you're holding like multiple swing positions, it could really damage the account. So yeah, for me personally, I still gotta keep an eye on it and not let too many positions run at once. But all right, guys, we have market open now. We're looking for a possible orb here entry. So we have a possible. Let's see, we have some market structure down here, or I'll mark this up in a different. Yeah, this thing's pushing up pretty high. Let's see this range right now. Market open is right here. I'll clean this up a little bit, a little messy. Yeah, this thing's pushed up super, super high. So it looks like the orb high is going to be at 45,347. The orb low is going to be at 45,274. This is going to be a tricky entry if you guys are looking to take the orb here because I mean, the range is pretty far out. I'm looking mainly for buys here, guys. I'm not really looking for sells right now. If you look at market structure, it's pretty bullish, right? 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, 1 hour, 4 hour bullish, 4 hour is bearish here. So I'm going to be looking for it to push up and then possibly give me opportunity up here. So I'm more ideally looking for a buy here. So 45,347 is going to be my price. 45,347. I'm going to look for price to break past structure here, retest and continue up higher. I'm going to be watching price action though. So, obviously I needed to actually break past it like a clean break, not a test, 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 but more of a break, clean, retest and continuation. I don't want it to just test it, test it, test it, and just keep bouncing off. There's actually a sweep right here that happened. So there's a sweep that happened off this lower high. See how price came up, swept directly off this lower high. So quick sweep right there for anybody who is looking to, obviously take that. So very quick sweep right there. There's also a sweep down here as well, pre-market. Again, I'm looking for price to break and close past structure right there and continue up higher. I'll be watching the price action here. I'm not going to hop in right away, but I'm going to be watching the price action here, of course. So 45,347 is the orb high, guys. That's a price I'm looking for price to break, looking for it to break and close past it, clean break, retest, continuation. If it comes up here and it keeps testing it and it comes down and testing it and it comes down, I'm not going to take it. All right, I need a clean break, retest, and continuation. So it tested it right there. I don't like the test, right? I want it to actually break past it. So first test right there. If it closes past this area, I'll be looking to take this for a orb high. But again, I need it to actually have a clean break past it. I don't want it to keep testing it, and I don't want it to keep moving around from that area. I need it to actually cleanly break past it, close past it, hold past it, and actually retest and continue up higher. So we got 20 seconds left on this candle. Got a lot of time. Not loving the price action here, but it's okay if it pushes up and it stays and it holds, then great. We got 10 seconds left on this here. 5 seconds. Not looking like it's going to close past it. No, no close. So no close right there, guys. Again, like I said earlier, if this doesn't hold past it, I'm not going to take it. I need it to be a clean break and retest of this area. And then I'll look to put my pending order and then I'll hop into the trade there. So again, we got another retest of this area. Second test here. If this here doesn't actually close past it and hold, I'm not going to take this orb. I'll follow it, but I'm not going to take it. All right, we got 30 seconds left on this candle right here. So we want this to be, you want to have strong volatility behind it. We want to have some support and some power behind it. See this right here? I don't like this. Double retest, no actual hold above it. This isn't a good sign. We've been seeing this a lot last week. It's a lot of fake outs that happen here. Pushes up, fakes out, pushes up, fakes out, and then it ends up reversing super hard. Okay, so this might be good. Let's see. I'm not in the position yet. I'm going to watch the price action here. So I'm going to continue to watch the price action. I haven't put my limit order there yet. This thing pushed up at the last second. So I'm going to watch it here. I want to see how this here moves. Because the thing is, if it moves past this area, there's not going to be an entry that I have to cancel it regardless. Okay, I'll put my limit order right there.
Order submitted.
It looks like it's holding. Okay, so I'm in the position now, guys. Let me see where the 30's at. This thing might pull back down. We'll see. So I'm looking at the 30 over here. Again, the price action is not very strong. It's kind of just holding. This thing might stop me out. If it does, it's fine. I'll be looking to get in for another entry after to recoup that. Yeah, it looks like it's going to stop me out. So it stopped me out, unfortunately. Like I said, the price action here is very tricky. I wouldn't be surprised if this here swings down and swings all the way back up.
Stop filled.
This was a huge red candle to follow it. So unfortunately, stop right there on the orb. Again, like I said, the price action here was very tricky. This candle here was like down below and it pushed up at the last second. I'll be looking for the next opportunity here, possibly a high-low break and retest the continuation up higher. But right now, I'm going to be holding off on entries here. So unfortunately, stop loss on this trade right here. And I will continue to watch the next opportunity. The thing is, we're taking this with a 1 to 2 risk to reward, so it's not exactly it's not going to hurt our account too much. The next trade, if it hits, then it's going to recoup that loss plus make profit on top of it. So I'll be watching for that here. I'm gonna step away for 1 second, guys. I'm gonna grab some water and I will be right back. All right, guys, I'm back. Looks like, man, we're getting some pretty big candles here right now. So, I mean, unfortunately, we this big, huge red candle right here is what stopped us out. This pushed up about, let's see, 30 points, and then it came down right after 40 points, and then now it's pulling back into this middle range. So, let me go over here real quick, mark this up. Yeah, the loss wasn't too bad for me because I had the win from yesterday, so it just kind of ate into my wins from my profits from yesterday. I'm currently, I mean, it's only like 300, so it's not a big deal. Since I had a little bit of a win yesterday. So let me go over here and I'll put this under stats for today. Yeah, it was only 20 points, so it's not a big deal. I'll be looking for the next opportunity though as price continues to move around. So with that being the case, I'll be looking for price to push back up higher and then provide opportunity for a high-low break and retest. If we get that, I mean, if anything, price might just range within this area down the middle. It's kind of how the market was yesterday, right? We had a big range, not really too much of a directional push here. Let me go and mark up market structure here as well. Yeah, so there wasn't really any market structure here to be concerned with that buy entry from earlier. Aside from a resistance, there was a resistance which was sitting up here, but price never actually pushed up to it. So we do have resistance which is up here. So I'll extend that out. We got resistance which is up there. We have some support which is down here. We got some more support which is right there. And then we got some more support which is down here. I think there might be another level of support right here. It's a little farther out, but I'll just mark it up for now. So we have an idea. Yeah, so we have a bunch of support levels down here. What I'm going to be looking for is I'll be looking for some imbalances to confirm any possible confirmations in that direction. There's an imbalance right here for a sell between this one and this one right here. So it's a small imbalance, nothing crazy. See what imbalance right there. We also have an imbalance right here for a buy. So it's currently retesting the imbalance down below. It's two imbalances actually. So we got an imbalance right here for a sell. Price came down. It's retesting the imbalance. We also had an imbalance right here. Price pushed up. It's retesting the imbalance. Looks like it might push up higher from this point. So if this is the case, then we might be able to see a possible push to the upside, continuation, break, and then retest this higher high right here. So the next level I'll be looking to maybe get in from would be right here. It's basically a re-entry into the orb over here. It's going to be at the 45,364. Yeah, I'll be watching it. I don't know if we'll get the orb entry there, or not the orb, high-low break and retest, but that could be a possibility. The orb high right here, or sorry, not the orb high. The imbalance here looks like it's been invalidated. So that's been mitigated. We have an imbalance right here though. So this is a nice confluence, right? We had price break past this area, establish an imbalance, retest the imbalance, and then push up higher. So what I'd be looking for here personally is I'm looking for price break and close past this higher high, retest it, and continue up higher. If we get that right there, then that'll be a pretty solid move because that will recoup our loss from the orb. The orb was a 20-point loss. I'll be going for 40 points here, so hopefully that will, balance out the profits for today. But we'll see. I mean, if that's not the case, right here, price looks like it might just go sideways. This is like the worst type of market to be trading in, of course. If you guys want to trade this type of market, sweeps are probably going to be your best option. Um, You can look for a possible sweep right here. There's a higher low here. So if price does come back into this imbalance, price may come back here, retest it, and swing back up. I mean, that's one option if you guys are looking to take those sweeps. So if you guys are just joining in, I only took one entry for the day, guys. It was the orb. Unfortunately, my orb did hit stop loss. We're stuck in this choppy market, unfortunately. Um, and then we have some news today too. Thanks, Sam, for the heads up. Let me check real quick. So yes, we have news today. We got Jolt's job openings at 7 o'clock. Damn, huge spike to the downside. This is a pretty unpredictable market, as you guys can see. This thing is all over the place. Look at this huge red candle. This is probably like a pre-news movement right here. So again, this is one of those markets where it's better to kind of just wait it out and sit it out because you can be trading either direction, guys. You could be trading buys, you get stopped out. You could be trading sells, you get stopped out. This candle right here was extremely large. Almost a 100-point candle in 1 minute. 90 points right there. Let's check CNBC. What's causing these like crazy drops? Any breaking news? No breaking news. Or actually, I mean Alphabet stock, but that's not what's causing the spike there. Let's check financial juice. There's not really any breaking news here that's causing, these big spikes right now. Aside from speculation from the Joel's job openings, which is going to happen at 7 o'clock. So we're getting a lot of price manipulation here. It's just spiking back and forth. Right now, the Joel's job openings, its consensus is supposed to be slightly negative. It was 7.437 mil last month. It's forecasted to be 7.4 mil. If it's anything above that, then we could possibly get, a continuation up higher. But if it does go lower, then yeah, it might come down even further. Okay, this imbalance here was pretty much invalidated, of course. I mean, it's pretty obvious. Price broke right past the imbalance. So I'm going to clean this up right here. Now we have an imbalance for a sell here because this candle was so huge. So this thing was huge right here. This imbalance is right there. So break and retest off this imbalance. It's connecting from this candle and this green candle right here. This huge red candle right here created the imbalance. It's already retested this area right here. So break and retest off the imbalance. So it's now confirmed. We got price cutting into the support over here. This support pretty much got broke through, so basically invalidated this one as well. We're just in a huge range right now, guys. If you guys look at this from a bigger picture, so let me just scroll out. This is why I drew all the support here so that you could see things better. See how this is such a huge range? It's extremely large. So this range we'll just measure from this higher high right here. This is a 150 point range. Extremely large range right there. My fill over here for my FTMO account is at 45,000, so I still got a ways to go. I'm not anywhere near it. But yeah, basically what I'm looking for here on my FTMO account, my swing account, is I'm looking for price to drop down to 45,000 and then swing right back up for correction. Essentially buying the dip. So I mean, price is dipping. It's currently at the support level right there. We have another possible imbalance setting up right here. If it closes, I'll mark it up, but yeah, we'll see. So Sam said this court ruling on Terrify plus bricks confused everyone. Yeah, I mean, we talked about this before. The market's pretty news driven, so like a lot of these spikes, this stuff is not technical based. All this stuff is pretty much news driven and speculation. We have Jolt's job openings right here at 7 o'clock, so it's forecasted to be less than last month. I mean, it's coming up in about 9 minutes, so we'll see. I mean, a lot of this stuff you might get some pre-news market movement, but this is I mean, it's just one of those markets that we have to maneuver through. So I'm sitting back for a little bit, guys. I mean, obviously, I'm going to be looking for possible opportunities here for entry. I don't really have much of a overall bias right now. If you look over here at my market structure, the 1 minute's bearish, 5 minutes neutral, 15 minutes bullish, 30 minutes neutral, 1 hour is bullish, 4 hours bearish. So it's pretty mixed. We don't have a one-sided bias. Looking over here at the overall trend right now is currently pretty mixed as well. The 1 minute's bearish. You can see prices below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down. Divergence is aiming to the downside. You look over here on the 5 minute, same thing. Price just closed below the pivots. The trend meter is red. Pivots are angling to the downside. 15 minute over here, it's pretty unusual because price is below the pivots, but the trend meter here is indicating that it's still bullish neutral. Over here on the 30 minute, price is below the pivots. Trend meter is red. Pivots are angling down, bearish. 1 hour also bearish. Price below the pivots. Trend meter red. Pivots angling down. And the 4 hour over here is bearish neutral. Price is below the pivots. The trend meter is neutral, and the pivots are going sideways. So with that being the case, I mean it's a toss up right now, guys. Because the thing is, the 1 minute here is the real. It's 1 minute's leading, which is I mean it's normal, but it's unusual because typically the higher time frames here are leading. But the 1 minute here is really leading price because you can see over here price was bullish, then it was bearish, now it's back to bullish. It's a toss up. There's a lot of back and forth. It's really hard to establish a trustworthy bias here because market's just all over the place. When market opened up this morning, we weren't even sure what the bias was going to be, right? Because the thing is, my market outlook gave us a medium conviction for a bullish direction, but then the trend over here was mixed, and then the market structure here was mixed as well. So just be cautious, guys. If you guys are looking to take entries in this market, I mean, I already took a loss right here for the orb, so I'm being as cautious as I can possibly be. The orb here actually came back, and then it hit for a sell, looks like. So price came below, refilled right here, and then it dropped further right there for a sell. So if anybody caught, a double take on this orb here, it did come back down. There was a fake out from the upside and then a continuation to the downside, which is all good. I mean, the upside, if you look at the orb for the buy here, there was nothing wrong with the orb for the buy. The only thing that was kind of cautious for me was the fact that, the second candle here was choppy and it pushed up at the last second. So it just goes to show that, the market could be super unpredictable. It doesn't matter what your strategy is. You just have to stick to your trading plan. So for me, took my loss right there, small loss for 20 points. And now I'm looking for another entry here to recoup that loss. But if I don't get it and it doesn't come up like as a clean entry, I'm not going to force the trade here. Just keep that in mind, guys. Don't force any trades. Don't FOMO. Don't chase any trades. Just stick to your trading plan. If you're looking for directional moves, stick to the directional moves. If you're looking for sideways moves, stick to those sideways moves. If you're looking for breakouts, stick to the breakouts. Right? Stick to whatever you are you're following here because the market is not very directional. So I personally would stay away from the directional moves right now until you have some sort of confirmation. All right. Unless you have some sort of confirmation here. Let me just go back and we'll take a look at the directional moves here. So let's see. Do we have any directional moves here? There was one over here. So this happened as market pushed around. For the buy right here, there was an MPSV2. Looks like it would have lost. So we had a buy signal here. Price pushed up, retraced. Here, let me measure it real quick. Yeah, it pushed up a little bit, but not enough for it to hit target. So the first MPSV2 right there didn't play through. And then it looks like there was another MPSV2 here, which was in the opposite direction, sell, signal, retracement, confirmation. That one also got spiked out, but this one over here looks like it hit. So there's two MPSV2s here, which didn't hit. And then there was a third one right here, which came up, sell signal, retracement, confirmation. This one also didn't hit. So it doesn't really matter which direction you're trading in. There's no direction. So because we're in a choppy market right here, the directional moves are not really playing through. Gotcha. Yeah, Brian over here, he actually followed those. Yeah, once you have that, like for example, Brian, he tested out both of the MPS V2s on a paper account. That just goes to show that the market's not moving directional, right? So if it's not moving directional, probably stay away from the directional moves at the moment. I already had an inkling about like the directional moves because the orb over here didn't play out initially. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, I'm still going to look for directional moves, but I'm not going to hop in right away. I'm going to wait for the market here to actually move in my direction, and then I'll start looking for opportunities around that area. All right, so price is dumping down pretty strong right now, guys. It looks like we might be getting a pre-news movement. The news is happening right here at 7 o'clock. Like I said earlier, the JOLTS job openings is forecasted to be negative. So if it's forecasted to be negative right there, market here is starting to move before it actually happens. So let's see, we're still not at my entry over here. The pricing on FTMO is way different compared to futures pricing. So right now in my FTMO, it's currently at 500 186. And right here, it's currently at it's about the same thing, or 5,000 186. It's around the same price, not like super, super close to it, but close enough. So what I'm hoping for here is I'm hoping for price to drop down to the 45,000 and then bounce back up. I don't know if that'll happen. That's a big drop. Like for it to come down here to 45. I mean, it's possible. If we get a big spike here for Joel's job openings, this is a 186 point move. So ideally, this is kind of what I want to see here. I would like price to come down, test the London low, fill my FTMO account, and then come right back up for correction back to open. You know, wishful thinking, but it's a possibility. But again, guys, like right now is not a good time to take directional moves because there's just no direction confirmation. We're in this big open range right now. Price is kind of going back and forth. If we start to get a bearish market structure, then okay, maybe look for some sells there. But right now, not looking like it. We have news in about 3 minutes. I would sit out, wait for market structure here to develop. So we have another, let's see, the support levels are still here. I have another support level right here. I'm looking at my higher time frame chart so I can see it on my other screen. But there is a support level, which is right here. So that's a support, and then we also have we have an imbalance right here. All right, so price is currently rejecting off the support right now. Ideally, again, like I said, I actually want price to drop lower. I want price to come down to here because that's where my pending order is on my swing account. It's at 45,000. So ideally, I'd like it to drop lower. But we'll see. I don't know if it'll drop. We got news in about 2 minutes, guys. I wouldn't be in any positions right now. I'd wait until Joel's job openings happens and then see how the market reacts to it. All right, we got news in less than a minute, guys. High impact news event, Joel's job openings. We got jobs data right now in a few. It's forecasted to be negative, so we'll see what happens there. See, here's the crazy thing. We're getting these huge candles, right? Like this candle over here is almost a 100-point candle. The ATR is still at 26. So these are abnormal moves. They're not normal moves with market conditions. Like this is just random candles that are coming up. Same like with what happened here with our stop loss on the orb entry, right? The orb entry over here, this thing dropped 40 points, but the ATR has not picked up at all. It's staying around 26. So this indicates that, the normal candle size is about 20 to 26 points. Um, Obviously, we're getting some abnormal candles here that just kind of pop up out of nowhere. Nice. PC said he got his entry at 6:45, done for the day. Good luck, guys. Nice work, PC. Yeah, I mean, if you could get one and done out of here, I would have been one and done. Like if this orb here hit for me, I would have been done for the day. Honestly, this market is just it's messy. It's really messy, and it's not really It's not really forgiving, guys. So you want to be a little careful with your entries here, right? Be smart about your entries. Only take the entries you feel 100% confident about. We got the news candle right here, guys. This is the JOLTS job openings. Let's pull it up. Okay, it was negative, so it was exactly what we were expecting. It was worse than expected. So it was forecasted to be 7.4 mil. It was actually 7.181 mil. So it was worse by 0.22 mil. All right, so with that being the case, price here should drop further if it's going to move in the direction of the news. News was worse than expected. So if this thing doesn't drop, look for it to maybe manipulate to the upside and then possibly come back down after. Like I said, I'm trying to get it down to 45,000. My entry is down here for my swing account, so I would want it to come down to 45 and then push back up. If it doesn't happen today, it's completely fine. I can hang on to it. I don't think I'm going to hold on to positions over the weekend though, guys. Like even though I can hold positions on FTMO over the weekend, probably not going to do it because there's always price gaps. And we have no idea what's going to happen over the weekend, especially with, everything that's been going on, tariff news, interest rate news, recession news, inflation news, wars going on around the world. It's not a safe market to be holding positions over the weekend. All right, so we don't have anything here so far, guys. Price is still kind of just sitting around this area right here. We have a support level right here. These are also support levels turned into, or they haven't turned resistance yet. If they get retested, possible resistance there. We do have an imbalance right here. The imbalance is connected from this red candle right here to this red candle right here. This big red candle is where the imbalance was created. So what's happening here is price is pushing back up to the imbalance. There's one of two things that's gonna happen here. Price is gonna push up and it's gonna rebalance. Once it rebalances, it'll either continue down lower or it'll break above, mitigate this imbalance, and retest this imbalance up here. Right? A couple different scenarios there. Like we talked about, it's not a good market to take directional moves right now. If you look at my market structure, it's not very one-sided. The 1 minute's bearish, 5, 15, 30, 1 hour neutral, and the 4 hour is bearish. So ideally, I would probably look for some sells here, but if we don't have that confirmation or confluence, I'm not going to be forcing any trades. So if there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to hop into the chat. I can answer whatever you guys need help with. Yeah, I'm just going to keep following here and we'll see what happens next. So I just had one loss for the day. Not a big loss. Just a small loss there to eat into my orb entry for the day. I'm waiting for that one win. Like once I really just need like one win this week, like one full win. If we get that one full win for 40 points, it'll knock me back into profit and then we can pretty much ride it along. It's NFP week though, so we have a lot of trickiness here in the market, of course. If you guys are not aware, this is NFP week, guys. It's the first week of September, so we have jobs data today. I believe we have inflation data tomorrow. We have more jobs data. So we have jobs data today. It's JOLTS job openings. Tomorrow we have ADP employment change jobs data right here. So jobs claims, 4 week average, initial jobless claims, continuing jobless claims, and then S&P Global Services PMI. So tomorrow we have inflation news and jobs data, and then on Friday is NFP. So this week it was expected to be a bit tricky because for one, it's NFP, for two, it's the start of the month, and for three, we're coming back from a holiday weekend. So there's no surprise here that market is moving kind of weird. Usually NFP is either really good or it's really bad. There's usually no in between. So far it's not looking so great. Yesterday we had a choppy market. Today we have a choppy market. I'm hoping tomorrow it picks up and it's more directional, but I wouldn't hold my breath on that. It is it is it could be random. Like right now, if you're trading this type of market, guys, you could get stopped out either way. The trend here is obviously very bearish, but this can easily just fake out and swing right back up to stop you out. And then vice versa, you can take buys here in the opposite direction and it can swing back down and stop you out. That's kind of what happened here for the day so far, right? We try to ride this bullish move over here, faked out, came right back below. If he chases drop back down, it would have spiked back up and stopped you out again. So it's tough. I mean, if you want to take entries here, I think sweeps would probably be your best option. But again, even sweeps here are not going to be super safe. Like for example, we had a sweep right here, but this thing could have like spiked far enough to stop you out before it actually hit. Let's check. So this one over here just made the cut, this sweep right here, like barely made the cut. So if you took this sweep right here at this liquidity level, price came down, swept off that level, hit target, and then it came right back down. You got to be like super quick with these sweeps though. So let me clean this up. There's another liquidity right here. There's another imbalance that's setting up right here, guys. So you can see there's a lot of imbalances here that are starting to set up as price continues to drop lower. This is another pending imbalance. It's going to be connected from this red candle and this green candle right here. See the imbalance from this big red one? Zoom in a little bit. The imbalance is based off this red candle right here. So it starts right here on this red one and it ends with this red one right here. So this is going to be one more imbalance right there. There we go. So we got another imbalance. The imbalance lines up with the support turn resistance. So what you can look for here is a possible retest of this area. This is also a high-low break and retest on the downside. I mean, my bias here isn't very strong, so I wouldn't have taken that one. You know, if I had a strong bias, I would have maybe taken it, but glad I didn't because look how much it's retracing up. Pretty heavy. All right, so we have an imbalance right here. If price closes past this area, it's going to invalidate it. So this may be mitigated. You can see it's faking out right here. It pulled down. Now it's pulling back up to above the support. All right, so that imbalance is mitigated. It didn't retest it. It pretty much turned into a inverted imbalance. Looking at this right here, so basically fake out's below the support level, right? Fake out, fake out, fake out. Like I said, this isn't a good market for directional moves. You know, like I said, you could take buys or you can take sells here. You can get stopped out either way. For example, we took a buy here. We got stopped out, unfortunately, for the orb. You could take a sell right here, chase this drop below structure, and you could still get stopped out on this big green candle. This candle was about 42 points, right? That's enough to stop majority of people out if you have a tight enough stop loss. So we'll continue watching here for opportunities, but right now there's just nothing to take at the moment. Yeah, there's nothing here, which is all good. I mean, again, you know, there's no need to force anything here, guys. Just take your time, watch for opportunities. Man, I'm really hoping we get a nice breakout tomorrow. This week, last week was good. Pretty much every breakout hit last week. This week's been a little more choppy. It's been a lot more tricky this this week, which was expected. You know, you can't be like not every week's gonna be perfect. Last week was pretty okay. Week before that, pretty much last month in total was pretty solid overall, I think. Right. Most of you guys did pretty amazing last week. The breakout hit pretty much every day. Um, I mean, there's just a lot of opportunities that came up last month versus this month. So we got nothing going on here, guys. I am still following market structure here. There's no market structure. The price is kind of just going back and forth, back and forth. Let's see. So Sam is looking for 213 imbalance. Okay, yeah. So Sam is looking at my imbalance right here, basically. You're gonna look to sweep it, Sam, I'm assuming. Yeah, I mean there's a liquidity right here. So I mean there's a couple areas where you can catch the sweep. You can either catch the sweep right there at the liquidity. So I'll identify a couple of different areas here for you to look at. It's going to be tricky because there's a lot of areas here. I mean, depending on how risky you want to be, you can take it super risky at the lower high right here. You can take it at the support level, which is within the imbalance, or you can take it at, mid imbalance level. Ideally, I would probably say to take it right here at the support level, maybe at the higher point, like mid imbalance, because then your stop right here would be protected at the at least at the top of the imbalance for it to maybe come back down. Okay. Yeah. So Sam over here is looking to catch the imbalance right there, which I agree with. This is a good area to catch a bounce if you're looking for sweeps. Maybe not one that I would personally take, but that would be there's a couple different areas here. You could catch at the lower high, midpoint. There's two support levels in here. So, you know, you got options. All right, let's see here if it comes down. It's not really holding at this. I mean, it is holding at this area, but it's not coming up high enough to retest the imbalance. I mean, everything's bearish though, so I'm definitely looking for sells here now if I have the opportunity, but I don't like this. So like this back and forth movement, I don't like it. There could be a possible high-low break and retest off this lower low for those of you who are looking to get into that position there, but because price here is currently ranging super hard, I'm not looking to take any entries here at the moment. If you guys do want to take sweeps, sweeps are there. There's opportunity there. But there may be another imbalance right here, guys. So another big red candle right here. The imbalance is going to be between this green candle and this green one right here. So there may be a new imbalance. I mean, there's a lot of imbalances here. So it's really important to follow and be aware of the market structure. The good things with these imbalances is that they're lining up with support levels, right? So this could be another possible opportunity for break and retest off the imbalance. So we're getting a break and retest right there. See, we have the imbalance come up. This candle right here is rejecting off the imbalance. So it's basically solidifying the imbalance there. If it pushes down lower, it'll probably drop lower. So this might be a decent entry for high-low break and retest, guys, if you guys are looking to take it. I don't know if I'm convinced to take a sell here yet, but this could be a possible high-low break and retest setup because we have a couple things here to look at, right? We have the imbalance right here. That's a nice confluence, break and retest off this imbalance. And then if price drops below here, this could be another break and retest off this high low. The only thing that I'm worried about is that, these candles are so choppy. My stop loss is really tight at 20 points. So I'm just, it's you gotta think about it twice because the thing is if your stop loss is super tight and you get these random candles which kind of spike up and then it comes back down, it's really easy to get stopped out here because the volatility is a little higher than usual. ATR is currently at 27 right now. So normal ATR is around 20. It's a little it's a little higher than what it's used to. So if that's the case, you might want to use a wider TP stop loss. I'm going to keep it at 20 though, because I don't think this volatility is going to hold forever. Like tomorrow it can go back to 20. All right, so no entry here yet for the high-low break and retest. It's now retesting this imbalance again. So the imbalance was established. It retested the first time right here. It's now retesting a second time. Okay, so we have price pushing past this area. If price closes past the imbalance, like above this box, then it's going to invalidate this imbalance and it's no longer going to be there. At that point, it'll be considered inverted. For those of you who follow, you know, uh, inverse fair value gaps or anything like that. So price here is just sitting down the middle. We got the imbalance from here, imbalance from here, imbalance from here. Now that I think of it, this imbalance here was actually never retested. So it never came up to retest this area. There's a whole lot of nothing happening right here, as you guys can see. Price is just going back and forth. Although there's structure and there's imbalances all over the place, there's a whole lot of nothing that's happening here. Sam said 90 is his buy zone. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so Sam's buy zone is down here. My buy zone is a little lower than yours. It's going to be over here at the London low and the New York low, 45,000. I'm getting close to, I'm like halfway there. Not quite, but I mean, it might happen later today. It might not happen right now, but eventually it might happen, or it might fill my whole number down there. All right, so price is sitting within the imbalance right now, guys. There's two things here to maybe look at. Okay, so it looks like price here might validate the imbalance. Yeah, it looks like here it's getting invalidated. So if this green candle closes above this imbalance, then this is going to be mitigated, no longer an imbalance there. It's still currently pending, so I wouldn't necessarily just jump in and be done with it, but we'll see. All right, so nothing there. Looks like the imbalance is invalid. It's been mitigated, so we take that off. It's just the same old, guys. Nothing here is happening. All right. So we got price pushing right back up. This is exactly what I was just talking about earlier, guys. There's no direction. So it doesn't matter what direction you're taking. If you're taking sells, you get stopped out for price to push up to the upside. If you're taking buys here, you get stopped out either way. So right now, like I said, the sweeps are going to be your best friends right now. Like this, that's what you can take in this type of market because market is going sideways, right? You can take sweeps or V1 variations. The directional moves right now, this is not a directional market. So I would refrain from taking high-low break and retest and PSV2s, anything that's directional. It's not a directional market. Even the breakouts are not hitting, right? They're kind of going back and forth. Like if we go back to the orb over here, See, the orb buy over here did not play out. Let me go back and check what the overall market structure was at the time. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't very heavy for a buy here, but I mean, it was still kind of somewhat bullish. So I would consider this a fair loss, of course. Nonetheless, I just let it happens sometimes, and then price is now correcting back up now as we speak. I was really hoping we get down to that 45,000 so I can sweep this area, or not sweep it, but buy the dip. I was hoping I get in from right here and then ride it up, but unfortunately that was not the case here. If you guys want to take the sweep move with me, my sweep is going to be at 45,000. That's where my buy is at. So I'm going to be looking to get in right here at 45,000. My target's going to be at 45,250. I may ride it up higher, but that's going to be my first target for a one-to-one. Just putting it out there if anybody's interested in taking, a swing trade for YM. For a lot of my swing trades, I'm dollar cost averaging in at whole numbers. I'm basically holding on to them. You know, now that I've realized it and I've noticed it, I can just take multiple positions. I don't have to take a really fat position um on YM. You know what? That is actually kind of crazy. I'm like thinking back now because now that I realize that FTMO there's no like I can hold on to the trade forever. I can basically get in at small positions. Instead of getting in at like 20 lots, I can get in at like maybe 5 lots or 10 lots and then just dollar cost average into these positions. Yeah, because technically I could have gotten in right here, and then it would still average out back up. Hmm. Yeah, I'm like curious now. Yeah, I'm actually pretty curious now. I think that would actually be safer that way. Rashida said, "Did you take anything on FTMO? How's leverage? Leverage is 1 to 3, Rashida. Um, I took a test, practice trade on I think the Tuesday or Monday evening. It's so the thing with FTMO is the pricing sucks, right? The pricing is going to be way off. Like right now, for example, I mean, the pricing is probably going to be pretty balanced right now, but usually from what I've noticed, it's not anywhere near what YM is. So like right now, it's currently at 45,224. And right now it's at 45,220, 228. So it's off by like maybe 10 points. But when I was trading on Tuesday, it was off by like 200 points. So I wouldn't base it off the data here. You'd have to like, if you want the actual numbers, you'd have to base it off like actual FTMO. But the leverage is 1 to 33. The good thing with FTMO is you can hold trades overnight, and you could hold trades over the weekend, and you could trade news. So it's essentially a swing account, which is pretty crazy. Like for a prop account, that's pretty it's pretty good. The only thing that you want to be kind of concerned with when trading with FTMO is that they do have a daily drawdown rule. So, if you stack up the positions a little too heavy, there is a daily drawdown rule, which can blow your account. It's a violation. It's not like Apex where you have the trailing drawdown, but it's a daily drawdown. All right, so this imbalance here was invalidated. We now have imbalances to the upside. Let me go and clean this up a little bit. Again, I'm still not looking for entries here with regard to these directional moves, at least not yet. So we got a new support level right here. Clean this up. We have an imbalance right here. So we had imbalance right there. Another imbalance right there. So we got two imbalances right here. We had a support level here. I mean, I guess I could clean this up a little bit. I'll just leave it there for now. These are supports that have been, I mean, they pretty much have they've been invalidated or they've been mitigated, but they're old support. So this is an old support, this is an old support, and we have two imbalances right here. So if I was to take this off, you can still see the imbalance, but I think the market structure there is important, right? Because you can see over here, this was a strong support at some point prior. Obviously, it's not anymore, but it was prior. All right, so we got an imbalance on both sides. We got an imbalance right here, imbalance down here. Price is now correcting back up, but like I said, this isn't exactly the best type of market to take these directional moves. Um, yeah, there wasn't a high-low break and re or there technically was a high-low break and retest right here, but because price was ranging, I wouldn't have taken that. Plus, the candle was huge. Let's see, PC said, yeah, misses buy entry, solid reverse, fair value gap. Yeah. So pretty much reversed and shot up. You know, earlier we had the imbalance from the sell side, now it's imbalance to the upside. Gotcha. Yeah. Sam said the fair value gap was support resistance. Yeah, it was right here down the middle, right? It actually broke past it. So it was a break and retest. It turned into an inverse. Yeah, I remember it was right here down the middle. Oh, I can see it's right here. Hard gap is right there. Yeah, so broke and retest that gap. The same gap that you were looking at earlier, huh, for the sell, but price actually broke past it. All right. So nothing here right now, guys. Again, I'm looking for opportunities here. There's just not much happening here, guys. Yeah, I took a loss this morning off the orb, but there's not much else happening here. You look at the market structure; it's pretty mixed. 1 minute's bearish, 5 minutes bullish, 15, 30, 1 hour neutral, 4 hour bearish. Let's go take a look at the overall market structure trend. It's mixed. 1 minute's neutral, 5 minutes bearish, 15 minutes neutral, 30 minute is bearish, 1 hour is bearish, and the 4 hour here is bearish as well. So the higher time frames here are bearish, lower time frames are kind of mixed. So we'll see. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. 7:28 right now, about 30 minutes till 8, so we still got some time. We got a lot of time actually. It just kind of depends if the volatility stays up or if it dies down, right? That's going to be the key thing there to look at. That is going to be key thing. All right, looks like these imbalances are going to get invalidated right now. All right, we're getting a lot of a back and forth move here. Um, like I said, it is tricky. It's not really much here to work with. All right, let's go back and see. Sorry, guys, I'm like doing other stuff here on the side because there's nothing going on in the market. It's cool. I just had someone reach out to me regarding automation tools with trading. So that's kind of interesting. Yeah, it looks like I'm going to work with this one with this software developer to put together some sort of automation tool for trading, of course. Um, yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Yeah, lately I've been really active on Reddit. I don't know, I've used Reddit before in the past, but I've been a lot more active on Reddit. And obviously I'm just answering trading questions and there's people who've been reaching out to me. So this would be pretty cool. Someone's looking to partner with me to build automation tools for trading. I have the experience. I've been trading forever. So yeah, hopefully we could build something cool and I can share with you guys. If you guys have any ideas, feel free. Yeah, if you guys have any ideas, guys, send me your ideas to my Discord because I'm going to be working with this programmer and if it's something that you guys want, like basically if there's anything that you thought would be like I wish I could have like automated this type of workflow, right? So for example, like this tool right here, I'm using a third-party tool to identify the overall market structure. I'm probably going to work with this developer to create our own tool so that you guys can have access to it. Because I wouldn't have you guys pay for this. This is an expensive tool. It's not it's I mean it's useful to some extent, but it's not like required. This just helps with my confluence. So yeah, again, if you guys have any ideas of like anything you'd like automated, I think for my daily outlooks here, because I still do this stuff by hand, I'm probably gonna work on something to get this automated. And then maybe we could automate the strategy. I think what would be really cool is to automate the orb strategy, right? I think that'd be crazy to have that automated where you don't have to actually watch it. The only thing is that like, something like this, like not every orb entry is going to hit. So we would still have to have some sort of discretion in the market. But I think it would be cool to have something automated and then run, historical tests. I can go back like 10, 20 years to see how this would have worked. Uh, and how we could go ahead and identify what would be the best TP stop loss for those types of entries. So, all right, there's nothing here right now, guys. Um, yeah, there's nothing here specific. All right, we got a lot of back and forth here. Let me go ahead and clean up my market structure because we've had a lot of push back and forth here. So it looks like this imbalance here has been invalidated. This imbalance is retested, so it's still there. You can see how price broke above it, retest the imbalance, shot right back up. If this is the case and price continues to push up higher, we may have opportunity here for a high-low break and retest, right? There's a higher high right there, and there's a lower high right here. Only problem is we don't have much of market structure movement. I mean, price is kind of just going back and forth right here. So in order for me to take any buys here, I need price to really push through and continue up higher. Yeah, there's just not very much here to look at. Right here we had so when price broke this lower high right here, we had a change of structure. So it was bearish, now I think it's bullish. So currently right now my market structure is looking bullish. This price broke past it. So here's the thing, if price can hold above this lower high right here, see how price is above this area? If it can hold above this area, I think we're going to stay bullish. Just kind of what I see here right now. Market structure is starting to look to the upside. And we'll continue watching here. Yeah, PC said most likely to go to pre-market highs if it holds above the VWAP. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I don't have the VWAP on my chart right now, but I could see that. That's kind of what I'm looking at too, because I do have a change of structure right here from this lower high. Change of structure, change of character, whatever you guys want to call it. You know, it's the same thing. We had bearish structure here, consolidation, bullish structure here, consolidation. So as we have consolidation right here, there could be a possible fake out and pull below, or there could be a possible continuation push above. And there's nothing going on here. All right, there's literally nothing going on here, guys. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll keep looking for opportunities here, but there's just nothing here at the moment. All right, still nothing here. Let me go ahead and check the market structure again real quick. Let's see, Sam says ATR is coming down to 22. Yeah, the ATR is starting to balance out now. We don't really have much here to work with, but the ATR is coming back down. So it is starting to look a little normal with regard to market volatility. I wouldn't say it's normal. It might be getting too low because these candles are very small. So yeah, these candles are so small that it's starting to balance out the ATR. Only problem is that if these candles stay very small, then it's just going to get flat. I mean, the market here is pretty flat, as you can see. It is flat right here. It's not really much here to work with. I'm trying to figure out like, I mean, there's nothing here to figure out. At that point, I'm kind of just looking to force something, but I'm trying not to. I'm trying my hardest not to force anything here. But I'm trying to look at what opportunities can come up. Right now, it looks like price is in a very strong range. So looking at this, if we were to measure from this point right here, basically, yeah, basically when price cut into this range, price has been kind of sitting within this range for a while. Now it's just back and forth with no avail. All right, literally nothing going on. If you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, it is not looking like we're going to be getting anything here anytime soon. Let me take a look at market structure again if there's anything that I can kind of pull away from here. So we have a possible high-low break and retest setting up right here, guys. If price breaks and closes past this lower high, this could be a possible high-low break and retest. The only problem is that we don't have a very strong confirmation of market structure here with regard to a bullish bias. So looking over here, we currently have a bullish 1 minute, bullish 5 minute, bullish 1 hour, but everything else is pretty much neutral or bearish. And then again, the price action right here is not very strong. Look how price is pulling right back down. It pushed above past the lower high and then it pulled right back below. So this isn't a good sign. You don't want to see something like that when you're taking an entry here, of course. Um, yeah, I'm not expecting much to happen here between 7:46 and 8 o'clock. We have about 14 minutes till 8, and price here is not really doing anything. It's just consolidating sideways here. So, I mean, even sweeps here wouldn't be a good entry or a good opportunity. All right, we have another retest of this area right here. So if you guys want to take this, take it at your own risk. I'm not going to take the position here. I'm just marking it up for you guys. This is a possible high-low break and retest off this lower high. Um, I mean, we'll see here if it actually holds this time. So this is a possible high-low break and retest right here off this lower high. If this candle closes above this blue line right here, I mean, it's pushing up pretty strong, so it might not even be an entry. If it pushes past and doesn't fill on the following candle, then it's got to be canceled. So I'll leave that there for you guys to see. But this is a possible high-low break and retest. So this has to fill on this next candle here. If it doesn't fill, no entry. It's got to come down, fill on this candle, and then push right back up. It's also retesting the imbalance up here. Overall market structure is not very bullish, though. It's still pretty mixed. So I mean, this would be a very risky trade to take for a buy here. All right, does not look like there's going to be a fill here. We have about 14 seconds left on this candle. Again, this has to fill on this very candle right here. If it doesn't come down and fill, you got to cancel your order. We got 5 seconds left on this candle here. Does not look like it's going to fill, so this should be canceled. Price is retesting the imbalance up here finally. So this is a big imbalance that's been up for a while. This imbalance was created way earlier this morning around 6:44. So it's been about an hour since it's retested this imbalance. Again, once prices reach this point, there's two things that may happen. Price is either going to bounce off this imbalance and come back below, or it's going to break above this imbalance, mitigate it, and push up to the next level. We're currently back to open. So this is the opening price right here, where price is currently sitting right now. This is where market opened up at 6:30. Now, now nothing's happened so far. So yeah, this is the opening price. So we did go back to open. I mean, unfortunately, this didn't meet my criteria. So I was trying to get in at 45,000 right here. I was hoping that I get in at 45,000 right below here at the New York low, London low, and then ride this back up to open for my swing position. Fortunately, did not happen, but it is what it is. It happens. All right, so we got nothing here so far. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to put your questions in the chat. There's just nothing to take here right now. This has been a very choppy market for today. If you guys are just joining in, there wasn't really many entries here that came up throughout the session because we didn't really have much of a bias. I mean, our bias was bullish earlier. It's now flipping back to bullish, but it's just not very strong. So I wouldn't necessarily be convinced to only take buys here. Looking over here at my market outlook for the day. So let's see what we had down here. So it said upside breakout, which is break the overnight high, which at 45,020. 45,020. Okay, so I mean, that broke a long time ago. This is from the previous range breakdown. Failure to hold at 44,711. Price never dropped down to 44. Yeah, there's not really much here to look at. I was looking to see if there was any setups here that might have lined up with where price is currently at, but there's just nothing here. So today's a little bit of a toss-up. If you guys made profit today, great. If you guys didn't, it's completely fine. We have a couple more days to go. Today's Wednesday, so we still have Thursday, Friday to go. Um, yeah, we still got some time here. We got a lot of time actually this week. So again, tomorrow we have inflation data and we have jobs data. So Thursday we have ADP employment change pre-market. We have continuing jobless claims, initial jobless claims, 4-week average jobless claims, and then we have S&P Global Services PMI. So this is inflation news. We got jobs data plus inflation news tomorrow. Then we have ISM Services PMI at 7 o'clock. So tomorrow is going to be very volatile. We have a lot of high impact news events pre-market and then mid-market. And then on Friday, of course, this is going to be the most manipulated day of the month. We have NFP right here on Friday. So I'm hoping on those days, we're going to have more of a directional move or some sort of volatility push. I mean, today it's price did come down a bit, but for the most part, it was just in this big range. So market initially opened right here at 630. It didn't really do much. It stayed right here in this big range, broke below, range down here, broke above, and then it ranged right here. We haven't really had a heavy trending day in a while, right? It's kind of what we're looking for here. We want a heavy trend day where price just goes up for the entire session or it goes down for the entire session. Lately, we've been having a lot of this stuff. Big ranges, breaks below, big range, breaks above, big range, and that's about it. It's just range, break, range, break, range. It's not the best type of market because you can get stopped out both directions. All right, we have a new support right here. New support right here at this higher low. I'm going to delete these. So we got this here established. The imbalance is still there. We have a small imbalance here. I'm not going to draw it up though. It's kind of irrelevant. And now you can see here that price again is starting to squeeze and consolidate even tighter. The ATR is extremely low now, guys. ATR is down to 18. Not this is not the type of market to be trading in. At this point, I think I would just sit out. So, all right, guys, we're about 6 minutes till 8 o'clock. Looks like I'm pretty much done trading for the day. Unfortunately, for the day so far, I took one trade, which is the orb here. My orb hit stop loss. It came back down, filled another orb for a sell here, and it hit. It's just a choppy market, right? We had price come up. It was a bit of a toss up right here with this candle. I should have just skipped it, but it was okay because it ended up closing above. So I was looking for this here to continue up higher, but it's all good. It's, the orb can't hit every single time. Last month was great, so this month has been a little more choppy. The directional moves haven't been as prevalent. Let's see, Sam said I could have gone for 2080, 217 buy. Nice, yeah. So Sam over here is looking for this right here. You look for the retest of the imbalance, and he could have wrote it up. Yeah, Sam said regrets, regrets every day. It's all good. The thing with the bias here is that I wasn't really convinced that it was going to continue climbing yet, Sam, because when you got in, it was basically the initial change of structure, right? So we had price break past this lower high here. This was a change of structure, and now it's trying to climb up higher. But yeah, the retest right there, that would have been a nice confirmation. I think off this green candle right here would have been the best confirmation because we had price break past that lower high here. It was a change of structure. Price faked out right here, closed back above it, and then it went up higher from there. So yeah, it could have been good, but it's all good. Man, just when we thought the market was going to move directional, it's still been going sideways. So here's the good thing, guys. We're in September, so summer is technically almost over. We're as we leave the summer market, the market's supposed to move more directional. So from September up until basically Thanksgiving, the market should start to move a lot more directional. And then from Thanksgiving up until December, it's going to be pretty bullish. There's this thing called the Santa rally. If you guys have not traded with me last year, we talk about this every year around this time. Um, if you look at the historical data for YM guys, it tends to be bullish, towards the end of the year. So let's go over here real quick. I just want to go to a clean chart. Let's go to this breakout chart here. So let me show you guys real quick. We'll go to the weekly chart. So if you guys look over here and if you guys just look at how the market moves from like basically November up until the new year. So this over here is going to be so from here to this is from 2024 to the new year, right? See how this here goes up? This is called the Santa rally. At the end of the year, typically it's bullish. So you can see over here, let's go to 2013 or 2023. It happens almost every year, like it with no fail. right? So some November here up until the new year, January. See how we get this big bullish push? That's 2022. 2023 was right here. See, every year we get the Santa rally where price tends to go to the upside. So that's what I'm expecting here too. You guys can see the volatility here was a little flat and then it picks up as we get out of the summer market. So it's something to look forward to as we get closer to I guess the end of the year. We're going to be entering the fourth quarter pretty soon, or third quarter, I guess. We're in the third quarter. Um, but yeah, once we get to the second half of the year, the market tends to move a lot more directional. So, expect there to be a lot more win streaks, a lot more directional moves from basically now until December. And then probably from December until like summer, basically the next year. And this is the time to really like stack up. Right now, we're not really having that opportunity, price going sideways. But yeah, guys, it's about to be 8 o'clock. So again, if there's any questions, feel free to hop into the chat right now. If you guys want to message me on Discord instead, feel free to message me on Discord. But yeah, there's not much else here to take. You guys can see here, price is not doing anything. Volatility is pretty flat. 17 ATR now. It's just getting slower and slower, and there's no need to force anything. So. All right, guys, I think this is about time to wrap it up. I don't see any questions here. It's about to be 8 o'clock. Price here is going sideways. So I would just sit out of the market. If you guys don't need a trade, which I'm pretty sure nobody has to, I would just sit out, come back tomorrow fresh. We have 2 more days to trade. You guys got to keep in mind, remember that this is a holiday week. So this is expected. We're expected to see a lot of like choppy market movement. It's also NFP. So you're supposed to see a lot of manipulation this week. We do have the Fed rates coming out this month. So it's supposed to be a 25-point cut. That's going to affect the market, tariff news, and then the wars that are happening behind the scenes. So there's a lot of stuff just kind of going around. You got to be patient. You got to understand that, not every trade's going to be a good trade. So sometimes it's better to sit back and just kind of watch that trade play out versus getting into it and then eating a loss that you would, eventually regret. So yeah, Sam said, let's see. I think companies will see the tariffs effect in Christmas unless Trump does some changes. And I agree with you too, Sam. So this year might be a little different. Inflation may be a little higher as we get closer to the holidays, especially if the cuts happen too quickly. I think we're going to have one cut this year, probably this month or next month, a 25-point cut, and that's going to be it. But all right, guys, I think that's it. It's 8 o'clock. Again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Discord. Otherwise, I'm going to wrap this up for the day, and I'll see you guys back here tomorrow for the next live.